Hello and welcome to the highlights from the inaugural final of the brand new Longines League of Nations series here in Barcelona, Spain. The CSIO Barcelona at the Real Club de Polo is currently the oldest international sporting event in Spain and the perfect venue for this equestrian spectacle. The 8 greatest nations in the world will decide who takes home the first Longines League of Nations trophy.
The trophy is something special. We was lucky to win the first ever Nations Cup in Abu Dhabi from the Longines League of Nations, and now it's the first final. So we really want to try to win this, and this would be a pleasure for us and a lot of fun.
Well, I was looking at that trophy since I saw it in the hotel lobby in Abu Dhabi. And, you know, I've looked at it at every show since, and you know, I thought they should have just given it to us in Ocala, but you know, clearly they said you got to work a bit harder. So we're here now. We intend to work a bit harder. If we got to lift that trophy, it would be an amazing end to a great year.
You just want to grab that podium place, top of the podium, preferably.
So to lift the first trophy here would be a dream.
The new-look Longines League of Nations series took place over a 4-leg super series across 3 continents. Abu Dhabi in the UAE, Ocala in the USA, the Swiss town of St. Gallen, which unfortunately had to be cancelled due to adverse weather conditions, and the Dutch city of Rotterdam made up the 4 qualifying legs. This is what happened in the final leg in Rotterdam, the Netherlands.
France, the only nation who could possibly end on 0 here at the League of Nations in Rotterdam.
Got it. Now he just has to keep the balance. Keep the balance.
Into the double. Out. 1 to go. No pressure on the clock. The Longines Oxer is up and over. He's victorious. France take the League of Nations in Rotterdam. What an incredible performance.
The 4 qualifiers have now led to the conclusion with the big final here in Barcelona, Spain, where the top 8 qualified teams, plus host nation Spain, will battle it out for the inaugural title. A monumental clash of titans was expected.
Well, I must say I'm impressed with the lineup. We see some big names, some fantastic horses, fantastic riders here.
I think the best horses and riders and teams in the world are here. So we will have a very exciting competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's never going to be easy.
It is these kind of competitions that's very rare in a year, and that's what you're doing the sport for.
The best 8 worldwide nations are qualified for here. That's why we come with a strong team.
And you know, there are 3 or 4 countries here that just mind-blowing.
Team Ireland leads the rankings after winning leg 2 in Ocala, but remained without a medal at the Olympics in Paris, and is up against strong competition here in Barcelona. So the quartet can't rest on its laurels.
Sometimes it's the kiss of death, but you know, we knew after Rotterdam that we had finished up at the head of the league, and you know, we haven't thought about it anymore. We've got to jump the fences the same as everybody else. Complacency is everybody's enemy, and we definitely won't be complacent.
However, Team Sweden is breathing down their necks in 2nd place in the overall rankings. Chef de Kiek, Henrik Anker Krona, has brought his best squad to Barcelona.
The riders need to be able to handle that pressure, so that's what it comes down to in the end, to give that clear round on that very moment.
Team Germany, who won the first leg of the iconic new series in Abu Dhabi in February, is close behind in 3rd place. Switzerland is in 4th place ahead of France, Brazil, the USA and the Netherlands. Belgium and Great Britain had to stay at home as they did not make it into the top 8. The athletes entered for the very first Longines League of Nations final include the best riders in the world rankings. And he is the man to challenge all these top athletes. Olympic course designer Santiago Varela has built a 12-obstacle course for this showdown.
When the riders are walking the course, they need to understand the course, but they need to understand the course for them and for this day, because the horses, like the riders, are not the same one day or other day. That means that the couple even is a super joint couple, no, and with a lot of experience, could be a completely different day. And that means that the riders need to analyze which means the course for them. And that is completely different for me and for you. Could be absolutely different.
Of course, the format of the new Longines League of Nations increases the pressure for each team even further. In the final, all teams go through to the second round, but only 3 of the 4 team members selected by the chefs to keep return to determine the result. The first round start list goes in reverse order of the series rankings, with the leaders of the table, Ireland, drawn in the enviable position of last to go, with host nation Spain the pathfinders. And this is how the first round played out over Santiago Varela's 12-obstacle track. Team Sweden already made a statement in the first round when the chef de keep sent out his 2 kings. World number 1 Henrik von Eckermann and his King Edward fired up the crowd with a clear round.
And this horse looking every bit as good as he did when he won that World Cup final earlier this year.
Just the last for the world number 1 with the great King Edward.
Second line rider Malin Bayer Johnson did the same and also managed a clear round. However, anchor rider Rolf Koren Bengtsson's 4 penalty points dragged down the Swedish team score. Team Germany also proved in good form as their first combination, Andre Thiem and DSP Chikaria, produced a clear round in a fast 70.78 seconds. But then Jana Varga's 4 penalties threatened to drag down the team score. However, Olympic champion Christian Kukuk and anchor rider Richard Vogel each put in a flawless round.
His owner, Mr. Sinak in Germany, will be sitting in front of the TV watching carefully. Amazing product, United Touch.
Crucial fence for Germany. No problem for Richard Vogel and United Touch S as they assure Germany goes through into the second round on 0.
But the Dutch team was also on fire and finished round 1 with 0 faults. Kim Emmen already sealed their team result as third line rider.
And what a brilliant campaign they had in Paris, this pair.
And that was a great round for the Netherlands. A very, very important moment because that is 3 clears out of 3.
What a start to the final leg of the Longines League of Nations. Halfway through, 2 teams, the Netherlands and Germany, had 0 penalty points. France, Sweden and Brazil tied right behind with 4 penalty points each, ahead of Ireland, the USA, Spain and Switzerland, who unusually came last with 24 penalty points. The chef de keeps of the teams now had to make the crucial decision of which 3 riders would ride round 2, where every penalty would count.
For the Longines League of Nations is different due to the format that this competition have. Represent a different situation for riders and horses for the second round. However, on the second round with 3 riders, they don't have chance to recover. That means that the stress for riders and horses is completely different. That means that you can expect the result a little bit more clean rounds on the first round than on the second round. For sure, not because we will touch the defenses, because we will try to avoid that, but because the stress of the riders is totally different with 4 riders and with 3 riders.
Let's join our commentary team of Phil Gazala and former international show jumper Jessica Curtin for round 2 of the grand finale of the Longines League of Nations.
So Switzerland start with Martin Fuchs with Connor J. They had 2 fences down in the first round. Piers Fitzer with the great Vancouver de Lanlaw, he's also there. And Steve Godat with Vinard de Cerisay. They are the lineup for Peter van der Vaj in the second round. United States of America, Spencer Smith stays in with Keeneland, as does Lucy Davis-Kennedy with a comparatively new round, Ben 4-3-1. And Aaron Vale will be the anchor rider.
The Irish, Michael Blake's Irish team had a very unexpected, difficult first round, but interesting to see he's left off Cian O'Connor, who had 2 down, with Fancy de Kirken, and favouring Michael Pender with Calais, as they only had 1 fence down, and he's not expecting him to make that mistake in the second round.
Pedro Venice with Nimrod, he scored a 0, a clear round, as did Yuri Mansur with QH Alfonso Antonio. They were clear. Then Stefan de Freitas Barker, he had 1 fence down. They've had to carry that forward, so they start on 4.
There we see the Swedish team. Henrik von Eckermann with King Edward is in there. What a great first round. Marlon Bayard Jonsson with H&M Indiana, the same. Peter Fredriksson with Catch Me Not. He had a fence down, but he's back into the second round.
France won Rotterdam, and they're here with just 1 fence behind off the leaders. They start with the world number 6, Julien Epillard, with Donatello Dorje. Olivier Perrault with GL Events de Ré has been a great servant throughout the series. Kevin Stout, he got a 0 in the first round. He will be their anchor rider.
Germany chef Otto Becker, they were the winners here last year, and Otto went on form for the second round. Andre Thieme, fantastic clear with Chakaria, Christian Kukuk, also with Schechter, Richard Fogel, simple round with United Touch. Jana Vargas and Duret had 1 mistake, and chef to keep Otto Becker has said, that's my 3.
It's the Netherlands. Michael van der Vleuten, individual or team bronze medalist from the Olympic Games with Beauville Z, ranked number 18 in the world. Then Kim Emma with Imagine will be coming in second. And then their anchor rider, the very experienced Harry Smulders with Eurocrass van de Canavenden. Well, here's a man who's so experienced for his 32 years of age. It's unbelievable that he is only still 32. It's Martin Fuchs with Switzerland. And just going back to something, Jess, you said just now, you know, Martin Fuchs, he went in there, he had 2 fences down. It would not surprise me one bit if this combination now come out and jumper clear.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the whole thing about it. This is what I find, you know, this is the strength of the top riders to go back in there. They're riding for a lot of money, but they're also riding for their own world ranking points. And, you know, these world ranking points are very important to the riders at the top of the sport and to everyone in the sport. So, and also, they are also riding for their honour.
First of the 27 competitors in the final moments of the 2024 Longines League of Nations final.
You can see lovely camera angle. The 6 and the 6 down there, they rode just both distances, rode balanced for Martin with his very, very powerful Connor Ye. You can see he took a lot of time there. He knows he has a little bit of time in hand. So these 2 verticals are up. Touches the first, gets it, and it's gone. The first one's gone. It's 3 centimeters higher than it was in the first round, and that I think makes a big difference. On the 5, blank is gone as well. You could just see Martin really tried to balance there. But this is very clear when you see this round from Martin and Connor. You just see that, you know, they're not in form today. And this is part of the sport. You can't program something. You can work towards a goal, but you can't program it.
A lovely jump over the last, but there is those 2 fences down for Martin Fuchs and Connor J for Switzerland. So the 8 penalties are added to the 24. So 32 penalties for Switzerland. Piers Fitzer and world number 2, Steve Godat, to come. Comparatively young US team, and good rounds really from all 4 of them in the first round, so all on full faults. So first of the 3 coming forward, Spencer Smith with Keeneland.
Yeah, that 3 centimeters that Santiago Varela has done now to these double of verticals is making a big difference already early in the competition. And here we also see how much the fitness of these horses and the experience of these horses at this level. When you've been in there and jumped this championship track, and a couple hours later you come back and jump it again. The horses have to get used to doing this. They need the experience doing it.
Well, perfect down the final line, but it is the 2 fences down. So 8 faults for Spencer Smith and Keeneland for the United States. So on 20 penalties, with the 12 coming forward from the first round.
Welcome back to the inaugural final of the Longines League of Nations here in Barcelona, Spain. We're in round 2, where only 3 riders of each team jump the track around the clock, and all riders' scores count, so any mistake is going to be costly. Only 2 teams, the Netherlands and Germany, are still on 0 penalty points, chased by the rest of the pack. Let's get back to the jumping action and join our commentators, Phil Gazala and Jessica Curtin.
Well, 1 or 2 great clears for Ireland in the first round. This was the first of those. It's Dennis Lynch, ranked 35th in the Longines rankings with the 11-year-old stallion, Vista Grand. Ireland carrying forward 8 penalties. Winners from the Ocala leg of the 3 qualifiers that took place in the Longines League of Nations.
Vista Grand jumped a super first round, clear for Dennis. And like he said in the interview afterwards, the horse is really maturing. And I'm sure his owners will be sitting in front of the TV in Liechtenstein, watching every jump and wishing this pair that they could just get a double clear here today. Dennis takes it very steady around the corner. And big jump here, he has to really sit to come out. Santi has really put it up to the riders now, raising that double in the second round. It's quite a difficult question that he asks, because to be able to do an extra stride to slow the horses down and have their body weight more behind is really tricky. Certainly not possible with a big horse in that line.
.32 seconds on the clock. It is just that 1 fence down the second part of the double. It is another good round from Dennis Lynch at Vista Grand. So we're clear in the first, 4 faults in the second. And that puts Ireland on 12 faults at this stage. So we're now moving into the first of 3 teams who are just 1 fence behind Germany and Netherlands, who are on 0. The first of those 3 teams is Brazil, the first of their 3. Pedro Vinícius riding Nimrod de Muse, Imperio Egipcio.
And balance, no chance. No chance. Santi, Santi, Santi. So in the practice arena now, of course, the first questions, can we do 5, are going to be going around. There'll be 1 or 2 riders will be saying, can I trust my horse to jump that oxer and then just sit and close? Or can I get that oxer so forwards that I can still close on the 4 and make my last 2 strides as short as possible?
Under a second inside the time, so perfectly timed, but the 2 fences down. Again, the double plays a part. So Pedro Vinícius, 8 penalties with Nimrod de Muse, Imperio Egipcio. World champion, Olympic champion, Longines World Cup champion, Henrik von Eckermann, and the great King Edward.
Yeah, champion, champion, champion. Georg Craney, owner, will be sitting watching, very nervous as he also is, and also very proud of this combination, who have done so many wonderful rounds and so many good things for our wonderful sport. And the breeder, Wim Impens, he will also be following every move. Henrik extremely happy with King Edward in the first round. I was extremely happy when I watched how beautiful the harmony was between them and how fresh this horse was jumping. And Henrik's body language, very, very positive. Let's see how they do this. Balance. Look at that. Oh, his body stayed forwards. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Well, look at this. I think Henrik did a really good job of getting into the double, very, very balanced. But I think he could have done more inside with his upper body, but that's easy for me to say, sitting here on this chair and not sitting on the powerful King Edward.
King Edward, Henrik von Eckermann coming down to the Longines Oxer. No trouble at that fence, so just the one fence down for Sweden, for Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward. That 4 will add to the 4 they've carried forward. So Sweden, with Malin Berger-Johnson and Peter Fredriksson to come, are on 8 penalties. The first of the remaining 3 pathfinders is Julien Epillard, the world number 6, with Donatella Dorje.
There we go, there's the 5. Yeah, got it, but didn't get it jumped. Oof, Santi's really put the cat among the pigeons now with the rider's thoughts.
Sweden now goes ahead of France.
And then you say he tried to do 5, had both down. If he'd done 4, would he just have had B down? All these things will go through the riders' heads. All these things will go through the riders' heads who are out in the warm-up.
But of course, when you come in, you've got to be absolutely clear what
well,
you're going to do.
that's it, but the psycho game has started.
Yeah.
This is opening up a whole new kettle of fish for what could happen in this ring today.
So, Julien Epillard for France, Donatella Dorje, the 2 parts of the double down, and puts them on 8. France now on a total of 12. Now we go to the first of the trio for Germany. It's the 2021 European champions, is Andre Thiemer with DSP Shakaria.
Like you said, lovely clear. The mare really in form coming here. Winner of the Grand Prix in Aachen this year. Didn't make the Olympic team, but made the team here. And this is their Olympics today. And Shakaria, mare, she likes to have the feeling of being in control, and Andre does it very well. He gives her a bit of freedom. The first round we saw her in that double of verticals move very much to the side to get room for her front end. It's going to be very interesting to see how he rides the line this time and how Shakaria manages herself. You can just see Andre using his body weight to try and keep her a little to the outside. Come on, girl. Yeah, got it good. Super. You can see how he slowed her down and put his body weight behind, and how beautifully the mare learnt from the first round and said, oh, it was
but that's gone.
You know, she said it was tight in the first round. And that plank, it's very, very hard to keep the motivation. An extremely difficult line. It's going to be interesting to hear the riders' comments at the end of this class. Look how well she jumped that. What a mare.
Over the last. 1 fence down for Andre Thiemer and DSP Shakaria. So that puts Germany on 4 penalties. The winners from the Abu Dhabi qualifier. Pathfinder rider for the Netherlands. Paris and Tokyo individual bronze medalist. It's Michael van der Vleuten with Beauville Z.
And Beauville looked very, very good in the first round. Very fresh. Was jumping relatively straight. Beauville, of course, well known for the sidewards drift that both he and Michael cope with. But looking very, very good here. And Michael, of course, his power of concentration is so strong. There you can see a little drift to the left. You just have to hope that he doesn't drift on this oxer, because that would then make the distance longer to the double of verticals. Good jump. Sit. And sit again, Michael. Well done, Beauville. Lovely jumping. And that side of the way, and now 6. Up. Oh, what a horse. What a rider, what a horse. What a combination in form. You really see Michael motivating Beauville coming into the triple. Oh, that's wide. Gets it. Come on, Phil. Is this going to be our first clear?
1 to go Will this be our first clear in the penultimate stages of the Longines League of Nations final? And that is a brilliant round from the Olympic bronze medalist Michael van der Vleuten, with Bovil Z NOP make it clear for the Netherlands. They stay out in front on 0.
What a fantastic round.
And that also puts Michael on 5 clears throughout the series, matching Henrik van Eckermann and King Edward.
He delivers once again for the team, such a consistent combination. So it means the Netherlands stay with their nose in front on a 0.
Welcome back to the final of the Longines League of Nations here in Barcelona, Spain. We're in round 2, where the greatest nations in the world will soon decide who is taking home the first Longines League of Nations trophy. Let's get back to the jumping action and join our commentators, Phil Gazala and Jessica Curtin.
The margins are very, very slight as we go into the first of the 9 second-line riders for Switzerland. Piers Schwitzer with Vancouver de Lanlaw.
So how high is Piers's motivation? The team situation is done and dusted. It's a bad day for the Swiss as a team. But can he, with Vancouver, go one better than the last round and get a clean sheet? It's really quite nice sometimes to see this camera view from the Skycam, just to see the distances and how the regularity of the strides helps to produce the clean jump. So up, he should jump this okay. Oh, he got lucky. Oh, he got lucky. So come on, Vancouver, up for this one. Good ride from Piers. You could see how Piers really helped Vancouver to put his body weight behind. Now, coming out of the triple. We all need to jump with Vancouver coming out. Come on, jump. Well done.
2 to go.
Oh, this is jumping by Braille.
It sounded worse than it was down to the last, and Switzerland post a clear. Well, that at least Piers will say, well, at least I jumped it.
I mean, that was a fantastic. And I mean, for this stallion, he absolutely deserves it, Vancouver.
Now to the United States of America, former Olympian Lucy Davis-Kennedy, riding Ben 431.
Ben, an extremely athletic horse. Sometimes a little feisty, but they really, these two have absolutely found themselves. It's such a beautiful partnership, to take nothing away from the amazing partnership with Garrett before. Oh.
He's flattened over that penultimate fence. But a really super round from Lucy Davis-Kennedy for the United States and Ben. They matched their first round score of 4 faults. Well, they got all the bogey fences perfect, but the penultimate fence down, so on 24 penalties. Ireland clears in the first round from Dennis Lynch and Daniel Coyle. 1 fence down from Dennis Lynch in the second round puts them on 12. And now Mikey Pender and HHS Calais, winners of the Grand Prix here in this arena on Friday night.
Whoever said a long-legged Irish horse can't get up and jump a double of verticals? He just tried to keep him balanced there, but very, very difficult to keep the motivation to that little plank. So here's the moment. Just sit and ride it like you always do. And he did.
Well, the last fence down, but a more comfortable round for Mikey Pender and HHS Calais for Ireland. Completes on 8 penalties, which puts Ireland on 20 penalties with Daniel Coyle and legacy to come. came here with great hopes, but it's now the turn of Yuri Mansur, world number 73 in the Longines rankings, for Brazil with QH Alphonse Santo Antonio.
Ooh. Oh, there you can see, looks like he lost his shoe. He just landed and trod on his shoe, and that made the stumble. Very unfortunate there. Easy through the triple.
So Brazil on 20 as Yuri Mansur comes down to the Longines Oxa, and that's gone as well, puts them on 24. So 3 down or 2 down and 1 foot in the water for Yuri Mansur and QH Alphonse Santo Antonio. 24 penalties with Stefan de Freitas Barker to come for Brazil. Unlikely that those scores are going to trouble the leaders as we move to Sweden. Sweden, who are currently on 8 penalties, and their second line rider, Malin Bergaj-Johnsen, with her multi-medalist, Olympic gold medalist, as well as long as many others, with a 16-year-old H&M Indiana.
Well, the Swedish fans, they certainly need Malin to work her magic with H&M, Stuttery Arches, H&M Indiana. Another owner who will be sitting on the edge of the seat watching this pair. Have had so many magic moments together. But a clear round is necessary here, Malin. She can just hope that Indiana's feistiness is good here, that she runs down there and then she can just hold her off. Oh, she nearly got it. No more, Malin. Everybody else has to jump that double as well. You're not the only one. Oh, she ran down there on the 5. She hurdled that. Oh, this competition is opening up, Phil.
Sweden now on 16 penalties. The gap between the top 2 and the other teams is getting wider. But there's still an awful lot of sport to come. Great jump over the last, but they complete on 8 faults. Malin Bergaj-Johnsen, HMN Indiana, putting Sweden on 16 penalties. Second line rider for France. France currently on 12 penalties. Winners from Rotterdam. Medalists at the Paris Olympics. It's Olivier Perrault with GL Events Doré Dagui.
But this pair really have had the year, the season, the last couple of seasons of their lives. And Olivier, of course, blessed with a team medal now from the Olympics. But he just wants to stay on that 4 to keep them in any kind of way in the hunt at all.
France drop into 4th place on 20 penalties. Just the 1 to go. Lovely over the last. Olivier Perrault with GL Events Doré Dagui complete on 8 penalties, putting France on 20. What a treat for the crowds here in Barcelona at this beautiful Real Club de Polo, because it is the reigning individual gold medalist. It's the Olympic champion, Christian Kukuk, with checker 47.
Just see Christian choosing to start on the left lead. Sometimes some horses and even some riders have a preference which leg they want to start on, but that's okay. Checker always likes to go with a high head carriage. Christian has found the way to keep a really good connection, although he's a very clean on his flat work, allowing this horse the freedom in the ring. And now balance. Oh, you could just see it was nearly a little bit too far away for Checker.
Germany on 8, still sitting in 2nd position.
Ooh.
Now on 12.
Ooh. Ooh, what's happening here today? He better not hit another one. Come on, checker.
Olympic champions on 8 penalties. They stay on 8, but it adds the 8 to the German score of 4 prior to Christian Kuckuck's round, which puts them on 12 penalties, Germany. Christian Kuckuck, 2 fences down with checker 47. And they are still on 0. 29-year-old Kim Emmen, 90 in the world rankings, the Longines rankings, in the arena now with Imagine.
First round was extremely solid. After coming off a very, very strong performance at the Olympics, they just missed out on that team medal. But her individual performance so strong, and that must give her great confidence going forwards in the future. Has outstanding support from her owner and boss, Eric Berghoff. So let's see how she manages this. Certainly Imagine, very, very careful horse.
Both gone.
Both gone, Phil. Oh, she goes for the 5. Get up, Imagine. Ooh, what a rub. At the moment, with the 2 down, they can still live, but it gets closer and closer, this competition. She really steadies for this. She's going to have to push now, coming out. Good horse.
Gets away with a rattle on the middle part. Just the Longines Oxer.
She has to work for this last jump. Come on.
Matching the score of Germany with 1 rider to come. And she jumps over the last inside the time of 75 seconds in line, but it's on 12 penalties. Kim Emmen and Imagine puts the Netherlands on the total of 12 with Harry Smolders and Jurikas van der Kattenvennen to come. So Germany and the Netherlands came into this second round matching scores of 0 with 1 rider still to come for each of the 9 teams. Germany and Netherlands are still matching scores, but it's 12 penalties as we stand at this stage.
Welcome back to this clash of titans at the Longines League of Nations here in Barcelona, Spain. The inaugural final is coming to an end, and there are only the ankle riders left who really need hard nerves. The Netherlands and Germany are neck and neck in the lead with 12 penalty points after Dutch rider Kim Emmen dragged down the Dutch team score. Let's join the action.
At the culmination of the 2024 Longines League of Nations here in Barcelona. It's the European champion, the former world #1, the former Olympic champion. It's Steve Gerdat for Switzerland with Leanjo de Koster. And Switzerland have had much better days at the office than we have seen here today.
Sure.
Steve, along with his gold medal for Olympic Games in London, took the silver in Paris just a few weeks ago.
It's very difficult when the team is already posting a high score and you're very ambitious, as these Swiss riders like the others are, and then you have a fence down yourself. It's very difficult to keep that motivation for the rest of the round. But to go back and regroup, it's caught out again. Oh, getting up and jumping that good this time. This horse still jumping really beautifully today. Oh, he got...
And completes on 8 penalties. Steve Godin and adversaryity for Switzerland. That puts Switzerland on a total and final score of 40 here in Barcelona at the Longines League of Nations. Aaron Bell, last to go for the United States, riding Carissimo 25. Drops them into 7th place. And brilliant down the last line, matching his score from the first round. So 1 down, 4 faults. Aaron Bell, Carissimo 25. The United States completing on 28 penalties. Now we go to Ireland. Ireland currently on 20 penalties, and it's Daniel Coyle with the 14-year-old mare Legacy. Daniel Coyle currently 15th in the world. Legacy, who's done some tremendous performances this year, not least of all winning 2 legs.
She really is a beauty, this one. And Daniel giving her a really smooth ride here, giving the mare every chance to do her bit. This is what Michael Blake was looking for.
1 fence to go for Daniel Coyle. And what a fabulous moment for Daniel Coyle and Legacy. That is a clear for Ireland. It keeps Ireland on the 20 penalties, but it's a double clear once again for the great Legacy. Errol Grange must be so proud of her mare. Very, very sad that Errol Grange is not able to be here this weekend. Now for Brazil. Brazil on 24 penalties with Stefan de Freitas Barker, their last line rider, coming into the arena. Chevo Primavera, Imperio Egipcio.
So let's see how this pair jump it. Normally they have the talent to do it. Oh yes. Owen gets carried out here. Now he has to decide what he's going to do. He didn't want to get that flat one. That's it. He sits him up. Come on, get up. Good horse. Oh, I just love this horse. Concentrate. Oh, he stretches. Lost the line, has to get it here. So short up the inside.
Time on the clock, just the last to go. The Longines Oxa is clear, and that is a super clear for Brazil. What a way for Brazil to finish. They had clears from Pedro Venice and Yuri Mancio in the first round. Now their final rider, Stefan de Freitas Barker, goes clear to end their campaign on 24 penalties for Brazil. Not many riders, if any at all, more experienced than Peder Fredriksson. Currently 23 in the Longines rankings with the very experienced Catch Me Not S. Sweden on 16, just 1 fence behind Germany and the Netherlands.
Oh, I can hardly bear to watch. Phil, do you mind commentating this on your own? It's getting so tense at this stage.
Henrik Ankerkön looking quite tense there himself.
Well, I'm not really surprised.
No.
Nicely down through there. So, Peter, get those front legs up over those verticals. Got it. Got it. Ooh. Oh, it's gone. I thought he had it.
Matching the score of Ireland and France on 20.
Good.
Just the one fence down. So 4 faults for Peter Fredriksson for Sweden. Inside that 75 seconds of time allowed on a final score of 20 penalties alongside Ireland. Now the anchor rider for France. It's Kevin Stout, number 14 in the Longines rankings, riding Beau de l'Orbrizet.
The only thing he can do is to be quick and clear and get ahead of them on the time. He didn't have the fastest time in the first round, but I presume he's been sensitized to the situation. But it's a tall order to jump clear around this course, and it's a taller order to jump clear around this course and shave off a couple of seconds somewhere. Oh no!
Well, that, as we know, all scores count. So, France technically eliminated for their parting company, which drops them down into 9th place, which moves Sweden into 3rd place behind Germany and the Netherlands. Richard Vogel ranked 10th in the world with United Touch S.
This combination, dare I say it, jumped one of the best first rounds that we saw. And let's just make no expectations. Let's just watch and enjoy and wait. Normally, you would like to think that the 4 strides suit this horse.
Easy.
He was able to slow down and get the body weight behind. And he's got to do the same on the 5 here. Will he do 6 to that penultimate jump? Come on, United Touch.
Brilliant.
6 strides.
Now down to the last 10 seconds to get home. Plenty of time on the clock. It's just the Longines Oxer. Richard Vogel and United Touch S complete the most brilliant clear in the most crucial time of this competition. So, wow, double clear for Richard Vogel, United Touch S. And more importantly, Germany complete on 12 penalties. Last to go for the Netherlands. The world number 28, Harry Smulders with Eureka's van de Kattenvennen. A clear, there's a jump off for the Longines League of Nations. A fence down, Germany take the Longines trophy.
Close. Oh, Harry, that was long. So come on, Urikas. What's he going to do?
Tension.
Is he going to use the rideability? Or is he going to use the carefulness? He's using rideability and carefulness. Come on. Got it.
The rattle still there.
6 here now. Come on, Urikas. Oh,
it's
no!
Gone. It's gone to Germany. Germany take the Longines League of Nations, the inaugural year 2024. Netherlands still in 2nd place. One fence to go to be assured of 2nd. Harry Smulders down to the Longines Oxer. He jumps it clear. They stay in 2nd. So 4 faults for Harry Smulders. Eureka's van de Kattenhoven for the Netherlands completes the Netherlands on 16 faults. But the victorious Germany take the inaugural Longines League of Nations in Barcelona. This is the confirmation graphic of the results of the 2024 Longines League of Nations final in Barcelona. Germany victorious on 12 penalties. The Netherlands in second, 1 fence behind. In 1 fence behind them, Sweden in third. Also on 20, but 4 seconds behind Sweden were Ireland, so they're in 4th place on 20 faults. Brazil on 24, United States of America on 28, then Switzerland, and of course France eliminated due to that very unfortunate parting of company of Kevin Stout.
So happy, so proud of the team, and to be the first winner ever. First round there was a lot of the rounds, and then he raced up a little bit, but then we saw a lot of faults, and even the Dutch looked like they've been in front at the beginning of the second round, and then we got the chunks, and all did an amazing job, but the last round from Richie was outstanding. I'm totally happy and really, really proud with my team.
Germany victorious in Abu Dhabi. Ireland took O'Carlos. France took what's down. We lost some Garland due to the persistent rain, and today it is all about Germany, who have completed the final the way they started in Abu Dhabi back in February.
Congratulations to Team Germany on their victory of the inaugural final of this brand new series. The German quartet started as winners of the first leg in Abu Dhabi and once again showed what they are made of, taking home the trophy and 490,000 euros prize money. That's all from Barcelona. What an incredible showdown of the Longines League of Nations Series 2024. The excitement will be back in 2025 with another series of the prestigious Longines League of Nations. Join us then for more top quality jumping action. Until then, it's goodbye.